Hey YouTube, today I was going to make this video talking about this channel I'd found on Trending. I had watched the video that was number 23 on Trending was Thanks Obama, the liberal redneck. And when I first saw it, I wasn't sure what to think, so I had watched it and I didn't really like the video that much. I more thought the guy was just jumping on a redneck bandwagon sort of thing to gain views, because that's kind of a little popular trend going on right now. All the little rich kids like to have their parents buy them a jacked up truck and a little hat, and then they're like, oh, I'm a redneck. So this guy seemed to be one of those types of people. So I'm going to be talking about two of his videos. The first one's going to be Thanks Obama, and the second is going to be Black Lives Matter. So let's start off with the Thanks Obama video.
Well, it's almost upon us, Inauguration Day, and I thought I'd take a break from shitting my pants in abject terror to talk about it.
Yeah, I forgot to tell you guys, he uses some profane language, so if you don't like that stuff, I wouldn't watch the video. I'm not going to be like that though, but just a warning.
But I won't talk about what's about to begin, I want to talk about what's ending. The historic and remarkable presidency of everybody's favorite gun-hating Muslim from Kenya, my man Barry O. From the beginning, man, I loved everything about it. I loved his message, his ideas. He was different, he was young, he was cool, he was funny, and most importantly of all, to me, he was an unparalleled expert at pissing off shitty white people. And
this is going to be probably the most hypocritical statement out of this whole video. And you'll see a little later in the video as he explains why people voted for Donald Trump. He'll say the same reason except for the opposite. So we'll just watch the video a little bit more and you'll see why I paused it to show you guys this.
Y'all, they ain't no quicker route to my heart. There's not. I am a pissing off shitty white people connoisseur, son. Sometimes I'm having a bad day, I'll just sit at home in a Colin Kaepernick jersey listening to the Dixie Chicks and watching YouTube clips of Tim Tebow fail, and it perks me right up. And when it comes to pissing off shitty white people, Barack Hussein Obama is a first ballot Hall of Famer, son. He changed the game. Ain't nobody done it like he done it. Nobody. And it's the way he done it. Did he go down to Starbucks and make a point of saying Happy Holidays instead of Merry Christmas? Now, child's play. Did he make a rap record about how much the police suck? Pfft, been done. No, he simply ascended to the most powerful position on planet Earth and approached said position with boundless class, respect, and efficacy. And he did all that while being black. Oh.
So I just gotta say something about this. You probably have heard it a million times. That's not the reason why people were mad. The reason people were mad is because maybe they didn't agree with his views. Like, you could say that about anybody. You could say people are mad Donald Trump was elected because he's white. That don't make it true. People are mad because they don't agree with his views.
Oh, yeah, you can't coach that. That shit is the Dorito made out of tacos of pissing off shitty white people. Where do you even go from there? That's why he's the best. And a pretty good president, too. Look, he ain't perfect, but I'm fully confident that history will favor him, particularly as compared to the sentient tire fires that have bookended his presidency.
Yeah, because we all know history will favor him for sure, because history books are very biased. History, like taught in schools and stuff, is very biased. They won't talk about what he did, what he accomplished, what he did wrong. They'll just talk about race, how he was the first black president, and that's about it.
Goddamn, going from Bush to Obama to Trump is like having leukemia. It goes into remission, and then you get back in the gym, and slowly but surely over years and years you build your strength back up. You're putting weight on, and you're getting healthy again and everything. And then right when everything's going good, you know, and you can almost see your abs, you get hit by a fucking truck made out of turds.
I'd have to come up with a better analogy for this one. I think a better analogy for what he's trying to say from Bush to Obama to Trump, it's it's kind of like being sick at first, and you're like just not feeling that well, but you still have a little bit of hope. You know, it's just a little common cold, nothing you haven't gotten over before. You know, 4 years down the road, you get cancer. You don't even know where it came from. It came out of nowhere, and you're like, oh well. People are starting to say that you got cancer from having the cold, like it was inherited, but it just ain't true. It's just an excuse. And then it just gets worse and worse. Your cancer just gets very bad. You're getting close to death. And then 4 years later, it gets really bad. And then maybe somebody gets elected and you're like, I have a little bit of hope in them. I might get through this one. You're not sure though, but sure better than what could have happened.
Get run over by a turd truck. That's how this feels. And yeah, I'm fully aware that shitty white people love Trump for the same reason. Because of how much he pisses off pretentious liberal fucks like me, I know. Here's the difference. For me, Obama pissing y'all off is just the cherry on top of a pretty legit sundae. For you, the cherry's the whole goddamn meal. And eating nothing but sundae cherries might seem whimsical and fun for a little while, but eventually your fucking foot's gonna fall off. So we'll see what happens. And also, I can hear it now. So, he's talking about how awesome Obama is. He ain't said not one real world policy related thing that makes Obama good. Not one. No. And I ain't going to.
Yeah, this is probably the dumbest part out of the whole video. I actually got some pretty good kicks out of this. So he talks about how he liked Obama because it made white people mad, but he liked him for other reasons. I'm like, oh, he probably has some justifiable reasons, you know. I mean, a lot of people do. It's not like everything's bad with him. So I'm sitting here, I'm like waiting. I'm like, maybe he'll explain his point of view a little more and give us some good insight as to how he feels. And then he goes and trashes on Donald Trump supporters, saying the only reason they like him is because he makes liberals mad. And he's like, but the difference is you guys don't have any reasons besides that. Now, I could think of plenty reasons to like Donald Trump. Not saying I like him, but for other people as to why they would. But I was still waiting for his response. I was like, okay, so he's going to say why he likes him so it doesn't make him look stupid. But he's like, oh, I know what you're going to be saying. You're going to say it's the same thing, dude. But I have reasons to why I like him, and I'm not going to tell you. That's just stupid. He has. If you're watching this video, can you make a video on reasons why you like him besides he makes white people mad? I'd watch that video. I'd give it a thumbs up.
See how fucking annoying that is? So here's to you, President Obama. You were better than we deserved.
Then here's the little redneck stereotype. He's got his mason jar with some sort of alcohol in it, acting all cool, got the droopy eye. So let's go on to the next video. I know what you're thinking right now. You're like, how could this just possibly get dumber or worse? Well, I'm sorry, it is. And before I start this video, I'm not saying I'm taking like any sides for sure on either side of the argument. I'm just pointing out what's the flaws in his arguments and stuff. And for this video, I'm going to be referring to a government website, the Bureau of Justice Statistics, and this other news website that got some information from them. And I will leave the links for that article and those statistics in the description below, so you guys can go and check them out. Oh, let's get into this video. So,
hey the internet, it's me Trae back on the porch. I know it's been a minute, but damn, I just been busier than Donald Trump at a fuck shit up conference, so I apologize. But I wanted to come out here because a lot of people have asked me what I think about Black Lives Matter. Well, put simply, I think that they do. Goddamn. And further, I think that responding to that sentiment with all lives matter would be sort of like telling Susan G. Komen to chill it with all the pink shit on account of all cancer sucks.
See, this analogy is very dumb. The reason why they have pink stuff trying to support breast cancer is because it's something that's pretty bad and it's happening a lot, and they want to raise awareness because not too many people know about it, I guess. But the difference with Black Lives Matter is it's not a problem. And there's plenty of worse things going on besides that out there that we should be paying attention to. And they're like, no, let's pay attention to this one kid that got shot by a cop for legitimate reasons. It was justifiable. Like, there's plenty of other things I could think about that matter more than this. In Asia, you could do Asian Lives Matter because people are committing suicide from having to work in factories. You could do White Lives Matter because in Africa there's basically a genocide going up against them. You could put multi-religious lives matter because in places like the Middle East, people who aren't Islam are being killed. You could put gay lives matter because, again, in places like the Middle East, they're being killed, thrown off buildings literally. Let's get into some more of this video.
That last part's true, but it ain't really the fucking point. But a lot of other people have talked about those things a lot better than I can. I want to do what I do and address my people for a minute. Because, see, this has been framed largely as being Black Lives Matter versus the police. And from what I've seen, rednecks have pretty unanimously been against Black Lives Matter, which is pretty funny to me. Rednecks, help me out here. When did we start liking cops?
I don't think they're liking cops. I think they're saying there's a problem with executing cops for no reason. For going and shooting a cop that did nothing to you, just plain out executing him. That's what they're saying. They're saying there is something wrong with that.
I must have missed the memo on that one, boys. Yeah, for those of you who don't know, rednecks and the police are natural enemies and pretty much always have been. You ever seen the show Cops? About every other episode takes place in a damn trailer park. And if that ain't enough for you, the single most popular redneck TV show of all time is literally just about two cousin fucking good old boys running from the law in a sweet-ass orange car. You ever see Smokey and the Bandit? The hero ain't fucking Smokey. It's sort of a whole thing with us. I've been surrounded by rednecks my whole...
So he's referring to fictional shows to try and view, or to try and form his political stance. He's saying he doesn't like cops because of two TV shows he watched. It's probably the dumbest argument I've ever heard. You're going to base your political views off of a TV show that's not even true. It's not based off something in real life, it's just fiction. I'm not saying I'm against this TV show, I'm just saying to base your political views off of it would be very stupid.
Whole life, I have never once seen them react positively to a sudden police presence. Though, to be fair, it's sort of hard to stay positive when you think your midget mud wrestling tournament's about to get shut down. Dirty little titties, skew! See, that's the thing. Cops do fuck with rednecks. Always have, probably always will, but we're usually up to some pretty redneck shit. Goddamn, man, what's this country coming to? When a man can't even put a stick of dynamite inside a washing machine with Obama's face painted on the side of it without some pussy calling the law. See, cops and rednecks have a strained relationship because cops typically stand in the way of our shenanigans. But imagine for a second that instead of busting us for trying to sell our food stamps for weed money, they were busting our heads open for resisting arrest. One of our favorite pastimes, by the way.
It's not like they're going around busting every black guy's head open who resists arrest. Stuff like that does happen to white people too. It happens to everybody. That's why you don't resist arrest. I'm not saying I'd want like a military state where the cops are in full control, but I mean, if you're doing something wrong and the cops trying to arrest you, don't resist arrest and get ticked off that you got busted over the head with a stick. There's a lot worse things that could happen to you.
Or they were murdering rednecks in front of kids because we had a gun in the truck, which we always do.
This part's stupid because, like, if somebody gets shot, what he's referring to is people getting shot for having guns or pointing them at cops. And he relates it to rednecks being shot over having guns in their car. The difference is that's perfectly legal in most states, having a gun in your car, and they're not pointing it at the cops. As in this example, he makes it seem as if they're standing there with their kids with a gun in their truck and they get shot for having a gun in their truck. That don't make no sense, and that does not happen.
What would we say then? What would the NRA say then? Because rednecks love guns, and if you ask them why, one of the most common answers would be because they need them in the event of oppression from a tyrannical government. But when a group of people who deals with that kind of oppression on a day-to-day basis carries firearms and pays with their lives for it, we're nowhere to be found. Not advocating violence against police officers.
Oh, not even. You don't say, oh, they're being oppressed and they get in trouble for carrying around guns. Like, that's stupid. They're not really being oppressed. And if they were, I'd be totally for it. I'd be like, yeah, carry around a gun if you're being oppressed. People should not be able to oppress you, but it's not happening.
Assholes who did that are deeply disturbed outliers who don't represent the movement. My point is, I would have hoped that rednecks of all people could have empathized with this whole thing. But we don't. And I wonder why. Just kidding. I don't wonder. Nobody does. Because everybody knows the reason. And that's sort of the whole problem. I'll see y'all next time.
Yeah, that was really vague. I don't know the reason, and I don't know the problem, because you didn't tell me. You didn't refer to any specific things that would help me come to a conclusion of what you meant. So, after watching this video, I'd like to go and view some statistics to back my point of view, as this guy didn't. It was just emotion backing his point of view. So, the first one is the Bureau of Justice Statistics. Oh, yeah, I had it open on the wrong page. I probably look pretty dumb for doing that, but let's go on to the next one then. So, this is from crimesearch.org. And I'll leave a link to this in the description. So the table, the demographics of police jurisdictions that report justifiable homicides based on, I'm not going to read that little caption. So it says information on jurisdictions reporting justifiable homicides by police. So there's a population of 71,380,121. This is the percent of justifiable homicides. 62.5% of them were white, 17.8% was black, and 24.8% was Hispanic. Now let's go down to the ones where they don't report the justifiable homicides. The statistics are about the same, except for it's lowered. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I don't really have too much else to say about him except for this one little kind of nitpicking thing. So, it says liberal redneck in defense of Dixie. It says this comes straight from the heart and California, but mostly heart. So, I'm guessing he's from California, and you could tell it's a really forced accent he's putting on here. He's really trying to pull in that redneck views. He's trying to be like a liberal version of Outlaw Dipper. I don't like that guy either. He forces an accent worse than this guy does. But yeah, that's one thing I'd fix in your videos, and I think you'd pull in a better audience, because rednecks aren't the majority of the population, except for the inbred part. So comment, like, subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to check out this article in the link below, in the description below, and have a good day.